The reason why you're not the main friend of your friend group probably falls to one of three reasons. One, you either inherited a friend group through some circumstances, and these people that you're friends with aren't actually very similar to you. So you don't share a lot of affinity, and you probably don't have a lot of history. This can be the case if, let's say, these are the friends of a romantic partner, or you moved somewhere and you inherited all of the friends of your cousin who had already lived in that city. Or maybe you're new to an area and you found one person that you like. You met all their friends, but you don't really jive with their friends. But because you don't know anyone, you kind of feel stuck with this group. This can be really common, and it can be quite insidious because then you really feel like you are in a position where um, I have to stay with these people because they're the only people that I know. They're the only friends I have, even though I know I don't feel close to them. They don't feel close to me. And it ends up feeling actually kind of bad because you know you're not their first choice to hang out. You feel like the backup friend, like if no one else is around, like they'll call you. Or people feel even worse, feel like they're obligated to invite you to things, but they don't really like you or want you to be there. So, and believe me, when I was younger, a little bit about my background, I moved a lot as a kid. So, a different school every year, sometimes two schools in a year, just by nature of how often my family moved. And I'd meet like a really nice, sweet girl, and then maybe I'd join her friend group, but I wasn't really similar to the rest of her friends, and so it actually felt a little bit awkward. Like everyone knew I was only there because of this one other girl who I was friends with, and they and I didn't really feel like a strong sense of connection as a cohesive group. So that might be one reason. Uh, two, it could be that you feel um, really just, trapped because you don't put yourself out there enough, and, it's just more difficult or less common for you to meet new people and engage with people in life, and so you feel like you have to stay with this group because they're the only people that you know. That could be another reason. And then lastly, the final reason why, in general, I think most people don't feel like a main friend is because they don't join in or share with the friend group. I'm going to go into detail into all three of these things and how you can reverse them and start and become a main friend, either in this friend group or in another one. But one last point on that last piece, it could be that actually this group of people that you are friends, acquainted friends with, actually does have a lot of potential to be really great friends to you, but you don't show up enough to really be cemented in the framework of that community, and you don't share enough about yourself for people to really know you, really understand you, really like you, really connect with you. And so, by virtue of you not actually sharing a lot, your connection with them is very weak. And very weak connections don't build good, strong friendships. So I'm just going to take a look at my notes for a second. Yeah. So, and again, on that last piece, um, if you're not sharing yourself, if you're not being vulnerable to some extent, you're not able to connect with people. And if you're not sharing yourself, there's nothing for someone else to hook onto and understand and build off of and really become good friends with. So there are a lot of issues with that. There could actually be a lot of potential in that friend group, but because you're not showing up, maybe you don't go to all the events, maybe you're not invited people out to events that you go to and you're not sharing, there's just nothing for the group to sort of glom on with you specifically. So, how do you reverse this? How do you stop being a backup friend, an obligation friend, and really start being a real a member of the group that belongs, and a main friend? So, the first thing I will say is before you sort of freak out and say, I need to get rid of all these people, I need to make totally new friends. Let's go through a couple of things you can do with this friend group that you already have that feels weak. First thing I would do is um, actually show up more for this friend group that you're already in. What likely is happening is because you don't feel like a main friend and you feel like, you know, people sort of put up with you, but they don't really like you, they don't really know you. If it doesn't feel like people are actively annoyed by you, if it doesn't feel like there's actually like something like going on, what I want you to do is to just start showing up more. Go to every hangout that the group organizes. Be the person in the group that always shows up. Be the person that helps out. Like, if this is a friend group that likes to hang out at someone's house and play video games, always be the friend that brings snacks, for example. Um, Always be the friend that offers to help the person who's organizing the hangout. Come with a positive attitude. Figure out what in this friend group is needed or is valuable, and then offer that. If this is a group of people who likes to, um, let's say, go out to dinner, be the friend that volunteers to set up the reservation. Um, if you can demonstrate that, like, hey, I'm invested in you guys, I want to be here, I want to connect, people see that and recognize that and appreciate that, and people give you more grace, people give you more space and open up to you even more. So that's the first thing I want you to do. um, yeah, and in that idea of showing up, after you do that for a little while, and if you're getting a positive response, then I want you to start actually, and this might sound scary, I'll have a whole video about how to do this in a really simple way. Start planning things. It doesn't have to be a big fancy sit down dinner party. It can be, this is a friend group that really loves A24 films, for example. There's nothing stopping you from saying, "Hey, I'm going to see the new one with," what's the one that's coming out? There's one with Anne Hathaway, I think, coming out later this year. Um, there's nothing stopping you from saying, "Hey, I'm seeing the new Anne Hathaway film this weekend. If anyone wants to come with me, let's all go together." By actually being a little bit of an initiator, a little bit of the planner, that actually positions you more in the center of the group and less as a periphery member who's like almost apologizing for being in the group. Um, that's a little bit of the energy of sometimes when you feel like, "Oh, I'm not a main friend, I'm not someone that people wanna have around." By intentionally positioning yourself more in the center, by being a planner, by doing a little bit of the work that it takes to maintain social connection, you bring yourself closer to the center, you start feeling like more of a main friend, you start becoming someone that people consider first versus kind of an obligatory afterthought. Second thing that I want you to do is, so you've showed up more, you're trying more. Second thing I want you to do is give people a chance to know you, like you, love you, and support you. You need to learn how to be more open and vulnerable. I don't mean like dumping all of your personal life problems onto people in like random settings. But what I find is that sometimes when, uh, you know, like I'll just use myself as an example. When I was younger and I felt like, oh, these people don't really know me, maybe they don't like me a ton, maybe they like me fine, but they don't really like me, like that. Um, I would hold back and I would actually feel more. Um, I would actually like give less of myself in conversation with people. And I'd actually find myself feeling, while I'm sharing a story or, giving an opinion, like a little tightness in my chest after a certain point of like, oh, maybe I'm saying too much or I'm telling them too much about me. What are they going to think? When you get in that feeling, when that starts happening, what I want you to do is, and this is something I sort of discovered in prayer actually several years ago. Um, when that happens, uh, it almost feels like you're telling a story, and like it's like a story on a page, and the story takes up, say, the whole page. And while you're talking, at like the second sentence, maybe you start feeling this tightness in your well, I'll use myself. I started feeling some tightness in my chest. I'd feel a little worried and be like, "Oh, I should stop." Like, what are they going to think about me? Am I boring them, etc., etc. When this happens to you, and when this happened to me, what I want you to do is to say one more sentence. So the story or the opinion that you want to give is a whole page. You say the first two sentences, you start feeling some tightness in your chest. Maybe for you it's different. It's like tightness in your throat. Maybe you start feeling lightheaded, whatever it is. I want you to feel that feeling and then say one more sentence. That is a simple way to start opening up uh, opening yourself up to other people, being a little bit more vulnerable, and a really easy way to get people to start really seeing you and understanding who you are as a person. And when I started doing this, and again, like this whole sort of method came to me in prayer, um, I noticed that I was able to connect with people way more quickly. People were so happy to hear, these different stories and my opinions and parts of me that they started opening up to me really quickly. And then, I opened up a little bit, then they opened up a little bit. And so then it gave me courage to open up a little bit more too, and back and forth and back and forth. And I would develop these really deep, wonderful, rich relationships and friendships fairly quickly. And so I want you to try this in the friend group that you're already in, where you feel like this periphery person. It could actually be that these are great people that would connect with you well enough, but you're not sharing yourself. So you're not giving them a chance to know you and love you and like you. Back to my notes very quickly. So the third thing I want you to do, so this is all before we start looking for a new friend group. This is all in the friend group that you're currently in. Let's see if there's like some relationships to salvage first. And I'm going to continue on with some of these solutions. But before I get into that, if you are building a friendship network from scratch, down below in the description box, I have my 30-day network social system challenge where I help build an entire social network from scratch. So it's a great complement to some of the stuff I'm talking about in this video, and some other videos that I've posted and will be posting. Okay, so one, show up more to this friend group. Two, give people a chance to love you by saying one more sentence. Three, try to start meeting up with people in this friend group one on one that you think you might have. There's a potential for more rapport, but that just never materialized. Sometimes it can be intimidating to engage with a whole group of people where you don't feel necessarily close to the group as an organism, but it could be that you will connect really well with individual people one on one. And then if you build, enough close one-on-one relationships within the friend group, you'll feel more comfortable in the friend group itself. So let's say you inherited this friend group because they're the friend group of your cousin who you knew when you moved to this new city, and you know people like you well enough, but they feel like uh, maybe they don't know you super well. Find someone in the friend group that you think that you feel similar to, that you connect well with a little bit when you have conversations as a group, and say, "Hey, I'm doing this thing. I know you like this as well. Would let's go together." Or, "Oh, I'm," or say something like, "Oh, I'm free on Tuesday and I want to try out this new brunch spot. Would you like to come with me?" So find opportunities to create one-on-one engagements with individual people in the friend group that you feel like you already match well with. And then you build rapport and you build that relationship with that person one-on-one. And then when you hang out as a group, you feel more comfortable, you know more people, there are people who know you, and you'll start feeling less of a periphery member. And what's good with that as well is that as you become closer to, say, one member of the friend group, they can sort of help bring you into group conversations when you start hanging out as a group, because now they know you really well. I think I'll do another video as well about how to like build rapport and build connection with people one-on-one. Let me know if that would be something interesting to people. If not, I won't bother. And so that's the third solution. And these are all things that like I've done in various ways, and they've been great successes for me. And then last thing, if you really don't think that this friend circle is for you, and you're really running upstream with like trying to connect with the group of people that you're with, then it might just be that this really just isn't your friend group. Like, if you guys don't have a lot of affinity for one another and you don't really have a lot of history, or you have history, but you've changed and they've changed, and both sides know that it's just like not connecting, what you need to do is just build a new friend group. Um, and my 30-day challenge down below tells you exactly how to do this in 30 days and frankly less. It can happen really quickly. And how you would do this is start looking for events in your local area around things that either you already really like, you're really curious about, or reflect personality traits and values that you know align with yourself. So these can be um, book signing events. These could be sport leagues. All kinds of things. In my 30-day network uh, social system challenge, I give you a list of potential places that you can go and investigate that might be of interest to you. And it's AI prompts to help you discover other things that might be interesting to you in your local city. So you can go on different platforms, Luma, meetup.com, Partyful has public events, Pi is another one. And then just look for events that seem like really interesting to you. Go to these events, seek out the social node. If you don't know what those are, I have another video on my channel that talks all about that. I'll probably link it below, but you can also just find it on my channel. It's the first one, and connect with the people at these events that know everyone in that community and ask to be introduced to more people in that community. So, how it works is, let's say you are really athletic, you're really into um, uh, pickleball, for example. Go to a pickleball meetup, hang out, tournament, find whoever is running that tournament, say, hey, I'm new to this community, would love to meet more people. Is there anyone here that you think I should meet or talk with or connect with, whatever? And then they will help sort you with people within the community already. And then you can start building a new social network, a new social flywheel in communities that are more aligned and similar to you. So that's it for today. Again, I go live. I'm going to go live pretty consistently for the next probably month and a half, but I will always be going live on Monday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So come with your questions around how to make friends, how to build social rapport, how to build a friendship circle. All of your questions around that. These are things that I'm really passionate about, things that I'm very good at, um, and would love to help out some women who are trying to make friends.